Good morning, I'm Jen Blandos. I am a entrepreneurship consultant with UN Women, and we're here today to talk about digital marketing strategy with Houda Naji. Houda, maybe if you could just move to the next slide.
Yeah.
On the PowerPoint. So there's me, there's Houda. Houda's going to introduce herself in a second, but this workshop is one of many workshops and activities that UN Women and NAMA Women Advancement Establishment is going to be bringing to you up until the end of 2022. Houda, if I could have the next slide, please. What I would be very grateful for, because social media is so essential as well, is if you're active on social media, if you like to be on LinkedIn or Instagram or even Twitter, please do feel free to tweet, to put it up on Instagram, LinkedIn today. There are all the tags for everybody involved. It would be great if you would be able to tag everybody as well. And we have reminders throughout the presentation, so in case you forget what people's tags are, that you'll be able to see it within the presentation. So if I could just have the next slide. And I know some of you have been joining us for a while, but for those of you who haven't, I just wanted to let you know that this workshop is one of many activities that will be happening up until the end of 2022. We're going to be having, every month, we'll be having at least 2 online workshops in English, and we'll be doing 1 online workshop in Arabic. We are soon to be launching as well a mentoring program for female entrepreneurs, because we did a survey last year, and what we found overwhelmingly from the responses was that so many women who are running businesses were saying that they wanted to be able to have a mentor who had run a business before or who had expertise in a certain area that they needed for their business. So starting in September, we will be launching the first mentoring programs. So please do watch your emails. I think you are all on the email list for UN Women, so we'll be able to share that information with you. And we are still accepting applications. If you are experienced in business and you would like to be a mentor, we are still accepting applications for that. We are also going to be launching a 16-week accelerator for people who are looking at starting businesses or just newly started businesses. And that will be part of UN Women, and we will be sharing information about that. We're also going to be having weekends for more established business owners, and that will be focused on areas that we can help grow their businesses. We'll also be looking at providing support and coaching for people if they want to get investment in their business, to be able to take them through ways that you'll be able to pitch to potential investors for your business. And we're going to be shortly launching as well a number of networking opportunities for you, because what we find is that the more opportunities that female entrepreneurs have to connect and network with each other, oftentimes you see that there's ways that you could collaborate, work with each other, support each other. And so we want to be there every step of the way for the next 18 months to help you grow your business. And if we could go just onto the next slide, please, Houda.
Yeah.
I'm not going to go into detail on this. A number of you have seen it, but just to let you know, so you can plan for your schedule, is that on Mondays, we'll be having our foundation workshops. So those will be for people who are relatively new to having a business or maybe covering a new skill. And on Wednesdays, we'll be looking more at covering growth topics that will be a little bit more relevant for people who have established businesses. And next slide, please. And I'm not going to talk about that. I covered that off, and I'll talk about it again just at the beginning or at the end of the presentation today. But please do make sure that you look at your emails for that. If you would like to be a mentor or receive mentoring support, please do either send an email to that email address or reply to the email that was sent to you. So next slide. And last piece of business, for those of you who aren't on the email list for Dubai Chamber, for the Dubai Women Business Council, can have the next slide. They're having a program It's an accelerator and an incubator program that you need to apply for. And they've extended their deadline up until the end of September. So you can get more information about that on the Dubai Business Women Council website. So please do have a look for that if that's something that would be of interest for you. They're doing some great things over at the different business councils, and especially Dubai Women Business Council. So if that's of interest, please head over there and apply for that as well. So, Houda, let's jump into our polls. Let's get started. We're going to do a couple of polls, and then I'm going to hand it over to Houda. She's going to tell you a bit about herself and who she is and why she's here. But first off, Hiba, if we could please launch the polls for today. And we have a couple of poll questions for you that would be great if we could use this to really set the scene and see where you are at when it comes to your digital marketing strategy. Could you please let us know how many of you have a digital marketing strategy, and also let us know at what stage you are at in your business and how knowledgeable you are. So we've got 3 questions for you to fill in, just to let us know where you're at, because it will really help us on how we're going to deliver the content to you. The other thing as well is that we do need to get this information for UN Women and NAMA, because they also like to be able to see almost a benchmark that we're able to go and show how people were at the beginning and how we've been able to support you and support you to grow your businesses. So it would be great if everybody could fill that in. We've got about 63% of people done. We've got 130. If you could help me reach my magic number, I like 100. So if we could get at least 100 of you replying quickly, that would be great.
Yes, please.
Okay. Go, go, go. Come on, ladies. I know it's early. See if we could get a few more of those answers done. Actually, let's keep the poll rolling. And while we do that, Houda, why don't we jump in and have you tell everybody who you are and why you're here? And then we'll go back and look at these polls.
Great.
Keep answering the questions.
Good morning, everyone. So you don't need to see me. You saw briefly. So my name is Houda Naji. I'm the founder of Younoh Media, a digital agency that's been in Dubai for about 10 years now. My background is in IT, sales and marketing. My last job, I was pregnant with my second daughter. I resigned because they wanted me to go on a business trip while I was 8 months pregnant, which was not really realistic for anyone. So decided that's it. Packed my stuff, went to the US, got a training as an intern in one of the biggest digital agencies in San Francisco. I knew someone working there. So I got very hands-on there for 3 months, came back to Dubai and started my agency. So I'm a hands-on person. I can go with you into details. I've been living in Dubai since 1999. Came there for 2 years contract, like everybody, I guess, and never left. Well, now I'm partly based there. I moved to Denmark about 4 years ago. My husband is Danish. He got a good opportunity here, so we decided, why not? Let's give it a try. But looks like we're not lasting here, but that's another story. So I have branches of my offices that I manage remotely. We just started one in Denmark here, and my partner is actually on the call evaluating my skills of doing presentations. Hi, Edita. And I specialize in digital marketing. I'm not a very technical person, but I can pretty much go down to detail. If any of you have any questions during the workshop, please do interrupt, write it in the question on the side, and Jen will ask me the question and I can answer them while. So I want to make it more of an interactive session than a boring session.
Absolutely. And so I'll be monitoring the chat, and please just put it in the chat box and I'll try to get to it. And sometimes what I'll do, just to let you know as well, is that sometimes I might group them because we get the same question asked a few times. So feel free to message me or put it in the chat box if you feel that your question hasn't been answered, and we'll do a bigger Q&A at the end of the session as well. The only thing I ask people to do, there's a couple of things that I would like. One is, this is a non-commercial workshop. So we're not here to promote anybody's businesses or to sell anything. And so I would please ask everybody as well to not be writing sales posts or trying to sell their services in the chat box to people, because we've had that happen in past few sessions. We're all here to support each other and grow our businesses, but this is very much about knowledge sharing and support. So I would ask you to please be respectful about that, and to please also be mindful of the laws and the rules in the UAE, and please be respectful and mindful, and only say nice things in the chat box, please, and don't say bad things about other organizations or people, because that's not what we're here for either. Okay, so Houda, shall we have a look at the polls really quickly, and then we're going to jump right into here. So just going to share the results. So out of the digital marketing strategy, we've got about 63% of people don't have a digital marketing strategy, and there's 41 out of 110 who do. So most people here are, they're either knowing that they need to have a digital strategy but haven't really started one, so they're here to get some ideas. But then I also see as well, we've got close to 30% who do have a digital marketing strategy, but they want to be able to make some refinements as well. So that's nice, because the other thing too is we might have something, but we don't know everything. And so I think sometimes it's nice to sit in and listen to sessions like this, so we can have a bit of a sense check and go, oh, I didn't know about that. Oh yeah, maybe I could include this, or that's interesting about that as well. So I think that's really interesting that we've got a nice mix. And then I would say we're kind of evenly split. We've got more people favoring that they have a bit of an average knowledge of digital marketing strategy. Maybe about 27% of people have good to very good knowledge. So we've got a bit of a mix. So I think we're going to have a fun session today.
Yes, we will.
So Houda, over to you.
I want to ask first a question. Who think don't need a digital marketing strategy? Raise your hand right now.
Or write in the chat box. There was one person who did say at the beginning that they didn't feel that they needed one. So I think we've got very, very, very few people. I think everybody else is here because they need a digital marketing strategy or want to know how to do one.
I can have a one-to-one session at the end, or she can ask me a question, the person who thinks that she doesn't need it, because I just want to understand her logic and maybe help her reevaluate this for a successful business. That's all. Okay, so I'm
absolutely. And so Houda, just to answer, because we do get asked this in the chat box,
yeah,
it does get recorded and it will be shared, and the links will be included. And if you look on the UN Women Arabic YouTube channel, the previous recordings of other sessions are already included there. So if you're looking for previous ones, that's where this one will appear afterwards as well. Okay, so Houda, over to you. Let's talk digital marketing strategy.
Excellent. So good morning again, ladies. So this is the polls. Okay. So a digital marketing strategy. Why is it important? What it should look like? What platform you should be on? Not every business should be on all the platforms, some people think, but I have my own views on that because of SEO, basically. So how paid advertising work, how organic digital marketing work. We're gonna cover all this point, best practices for digital marketing, SEO and why it is important, creating a consistent digital marketing plan that does not have to be set in stone. We evolve, everything is evolving. Your digital marketing plan needs to evolve as well. And the tools to help you, there are some free and some paid, because you can do everything yourself if you have time for it. You do not need to hire someone if you can do it. So the pillar of a winning digital marketing strategy. First of all, you need to have a plan. You need to know who are your customers, Where are they coming from? Where are they, which social media platforms they are using? What is their usage? And once we have that defined, what type of content they like to consume, they like to read? Are they interested in videos only of cute cats, or of informative information about a subject that they are very interested in? How are we going to reach them? That we will be covering as well. Is it through owned media or paid media or organic reach, basically? We need to prompt them for an interaction. Okay, we have all this marketing plan, that is this digital marketing plan, but if you do not have a call to action, it's useless. So we need subscribers, we need leads, we need people to land on your website, we need people to give you their contact details, phone number and email, so you can contact them later on. And then we need to convert them. Conversion will not happen from day one most of the time. If it does, it's perfect, but most probably it will not, because they don't know you. You have a million of competitors out there. So we need to build the trust with them and to convert them. And that takes the longer part of the phase. And then once we convert them, we need to engage. What new do we have? How can we use your service in a different way? How can we use your product in a different way? And all this is very important. And of course, once you reach the engagement, you need to re-automate and start again. Because as I said before, the plan that is not set in stone, the plan evolves. TikTok was not there a year ago. Now you have to be on TikTok. So you need always to re-evaluate your plan. Keep the main headlines on it, but re-evaluate it all the time to have a successful strategy. Next. So the pillars, you need to do a SWOT analysis. You need to know your weaknesses, your strengths, who your competitors are, what they are good at, what they are bad at. A content marketing strategy, including video, is very important. All the platforms right now are giving it preference. And email marketing, social media marketing and platforms, where do you need to be and why? Organic and paid advertising, do you need to do both? Do you need to do only organic? Do you need to do only paid? I will cover that. And SEO, why, and why is it important, and how to do it for your business. SEO sounds very complicated. It scares off a lot of people, but honestly, it's not. So the SWOT analysis is very important, because before you start communicating to people, you need to know yourself, know your product, and where you are. Are you better than your competitors or not? So we're going to cover your weaknesses first. What are you lacking compared to your competition? Is your product still not 100%? Is your service lacking something that you can improve compared to your competitors? What do you need to do to basically improve it, and how we can improve it? Maybe it is you are selling a product that gets defective after a month of using it. Why? How can you improve that? Is it a problem with the supplier? Is it a problem with the leather? I mean, you need to know all this, and by knowing all this, you need to ask, basically you do surveys, or you ask your customers that send you a defective product back, give you a call, give you a negative review. You need to know, you need to open a communication. Social media and digital is about communicating, and that's why we call it social, because we have to engage with them. So by engaging, we will know what we need to improve. The opportunities that you have. So what can you offer to your target audience that they need or are looking for? For example, you are, let's say you have a factory that produces a specific type of bottles, and I have this case, and they have a very unique product that they don't know how to market. It can be used for perfumes, it can be used for even small sampling, but they didn't know how to reach their audience. And they have a unique product. It's PET free and has a lot of basically features in it. But how can they reach their potential market, and that they haven't reached yet? They were selling to a very small audience. So we help them have an overview of what they need to do. And that's very important. the threats. What are your competitors doing that is working for them and not working for you? Or you are not doing, and why are they doing it that way? If your competitors are successful, there is no need to copy to invent something new if you can just improve what they have. Are we adapting to the ever-changing trends? Is it something that it's something that you have to think about all the time? These new platforms are coming all the time. These new algorithms of Instagram that are killing your organic reach on a monthly basis, if not on a weekly basis. What can you do to adapt to these? And then we have your strengths, and your strengths is your UPS, the UPS of your business. If you are a business coach, what is your UPS as a person? Also, it's very important. Education, charisma count when you are a business coach. I mean, you can think of a UPS that is unique to you, that will help you sell this. How are we better than the competition? For example, if you are a digital agency, or if you are, let's say, I don't know, a shop selling clothes, what you are doing better than the competition? What can you do also better to improve? What made us stand? What made you stand from the crowd so far? If you have a post, a type of videos, a type of caption that work, use it, improve it. You do not have to change something that is working for you unless it stops working. Any questions so far? Jen?
Hi, Houda. Yeah, nothing. Oh, we've just had one pop in right now. A question. Okay, it's towards the end. Don't worry about it. We'll look at it afterwards. Other than that, yeah, everything's fine.
So one of the pillars of digital marketing is content, and content include video, include captions, include blogs, include many things. Content is king, will remain king, and even Google is looking at your content. It's not a keyword game anymore, it's content, the quality of your content. Have quantity over quality. And the overall goal of content marketing is to provide valuable information to your target audience. You do not want to post something irrelevant to your business for your readers to read. You want something that will give them a plus, not just another post for people to be able that we are here. It helps as well, but think about it. Think about the caption, think about the creative. Will this resonate with my people or not? So it will increase your traffic, and it will to your website. What we mean by traffic, always, the only piece of real estate, as I call it, online that you own is your website. If Facebook disappeared tomorrow, all your feed is gone. If Instagram shut down or get hacked, tomorrow, everything is gone. So the only thing that you own, ladies, is your website. Your website is a very important piece of your digital marketing. It needs to be easy to be read. It needs to be user-friendly. It needs to be 2 clicks for people to reach where they want. More than 2 clicks, you lose them. They go look at the competition. So your website always has to be tip-top, because all the platforms have to lead to your website. Yes, people are selling over Instagram. Yes, people are selling over Facebook. But at the end of the day, it's your website that works for you 24/7 as well. So your content marketing need to be focusing on optimizing your content also for search engine, because how people find you, they find you by Googling you, or they find you by checking products on Instagram. But Instagram have such a tricky algorithm that it's very difficult to find you unless you got tagged in a post, or you really have a lot of followers and use influencer marketing. So you need to be optimizing everything that has to do with your content. Even video has an SEO value. So all this has to be done in a way, in a coherent way, that leads people to your website to find your product, to find your services. There is a broad range of content in multiple forms, from written audio to video, that is best that best represent your business in a way your consumer want to consume, want to be loyal to you, and want to interact with you. They will not buy from you from day one, but how will you have a conversation if they comment on your post, a great post, they comment and you do not reply to them? And that's unfortunately the biggest mistake that a lot of us are doing. You get people reaching out to you and you're just too busy, or you just don't know how to reply or prefer not to reply. So it's called social media, social reach, social engagement. We have to be social, we have to interact with them. And that's, if they put a comment for you on one of your best posts, thank them, tell them what do you like about it, how can I do better, what would you like to see next. So that's how you will keep them engaged. That's how you will convert them to your potential clients. So blogs, company blogs, email campaigns, social media feeds, rich imagery and video content, and authored articles. Blogs are very important on your website because when you blog about some, and do not just put a blog to put one out, research it, reuse, rewrite the oldest blog that you have as well. If something changed in your industry and you have a blog about specific topics where something changed, go in, do not delete it, keep it, because it has a value already and Google is finding you through that blog. Change things in it, make it more accurate, make it, put in it the latest information pertaining to that subject, and that will help you a lot as well in being found. So, and you need to have a smart goal for your social media. It has to be smart. What we mean by smart, it has to be specific. You want to know who you're targeting, what time you're targeting them, how much you want to get from it. It needs to be measurable. You need to be able to say, from this campaign, if I get 10 engagement on my post, I will be very happy. If I get 1 sale from this campaign, I will be very satisfied with it. Attainable. Do not put an unrealistic goal. It will break your mental. It will make you look, it will make you feel like a failure. You are not reaching a goal that you said that is impossible to reach. And never compare yourself to your competitors, because you don't know how much marketing budget they have. You don't know how long they've been running that campaign. You do not know who is working on it. Maybe they've hired a professional doing only that. So never look at, they are having this many engagement and I don't. That is not a criteria. You cannot compare yourself with any of your competitors. And as from my experience and my client experience, never compare yourself with other people. Relevant. Of course, we will not sell something that was so last year, as we say. We need to be relevant. We need to put content that is relevant to now, to what you're selling, to what you are, to the time you are in, to the target audience. If you're selling baby product and you put something about makeup, how is that relevant? And believe me, I see it. So it has to be relevant, not to have your followers unfollow you and leave. And it has to have a time limit. You want to have pieces of content that are, or advertising in this case. I'm going to have a campaign for 2 weeks with this much money and that's it. So this is very important, and especially the attainable part, please, ladies, because it only demotivates you. It does nothing else. So social media goals, objective for your business that will help you. So you need to increase brand awareness. If you're a new business, especially people don't know you, do not focus first in the first phase, in the first 4 to 6 months of your existence as a business. Do not focus on I need to get only sales. No, people need to know you. People need to trust you. People need to trust your brand. Build engaged communities and provide customer service. If someone comment, like your post, thank them. Thank you very much. Send them private messages as well. That works wonderfully. They feel appreciated that they spent even a second of their time giving you that like. What are you doing for them in return? So go on the private message. I've seen that you liked my post. Thank you very much. Is there something else we can do for you to keep you as a happy follower if they are not a customer yet? So advertise to your targeted audience with the final goal to sell your product and or services. Advertising is a very easy, but at the same time, very tricky business. If you get it wrong, you will get everyone except your target audience. It will happen, and Facebook is not that accurate. LinkedIn is, but LinkedIn advertising is very expensive. Instagram is a Facebook platform, so it's the same thing, but you need to be persistent. As Facebook guideline, I'm Facebook certified trainer from them. As Facebook guideline, you need to have a campaign running for a minimum of 6 days with a minimum of $15 per day. That's a minimum. And that, and you are not guaranteed, please let me say it again, you are not guaranteed any sale. This is something that it's up to the algorithm, up to how long you have been advertising, up to how good is your product, how well is your message. The caption have to be amazing. The graphic has to be attractive. There are many things that get involved in this. So if you have a campaign that is failing, it's not necessary because you have a bad product. Maybe you didn't find the right combination yet. And that's why we always advertise to do A/B testing of your ads. You have to check a caption with an image with a different caption and the same image, different audiences. You have to do A/B testing and see which one convert better, which one has a better reach, and which one is cheaper, which is also very, very important. You do not want to spend all your budget in 2 or 3 clicks. And then, of course, we have to measure the brand sentiments throughout your social listening. Meaning by that, you need not maybe at the beginning, but you can check your hashtag. You can create a hashtag for you. For example, whatever brand you are dealing with, hashtag your brand and see what post are you mentioned in or something related to what you do with. That's social listening. There are some social listening platforms that are not very expensive. So very few are not are free. So, and I have a list of those that I will share with you at the end. You need to know what people think about your brand. You need to know what people talk about behind your back. That's very important. That's how you will improve yourself. So a social media strategy needs to include a persona. Know who you're talking to, who you want to sell to. You need to give them names. You need to give them an age. You need to give them a profession, where they hang out, which social media they use on a daily basis. This is very important because if you don't, you won't know who you are communicating to. It will help you with your content writing. It will help you with your graphic creation, your blog writing, with your emails. It will help you with everything. And then we have to decide which platforms are you need to be on. For this, there are different school of thoughts. My school of thought, all the platforms you can be in don't hurt, but just adjust the content to a specific platform. Why? Because have it SEO friendly. Every single caption that you do, use long tail keywords. I'm coming to that at the end. Please note these terms, ladies, long tail keywords. Use it in all your posts because everything you do on your social media platform contribute to your SEO, help Google find you. And that's the ultimate goal. You need to be found. When people are looking for your product or service, they need to find you. I want to buy something, I go and Google it. I go and check it on social media. You have to come up on that search. You need to have a content plan to be adjusted to each platform. I spoke about that because different hashtags work in different platforms, different limit of characters, different tone of voice even in different platforms. TikTok, you need to be fun. You need to follow the trends. Facebook, no matter what any one of you here think, Facebook is still the biggest used platform in the whole world, not only in the Middle East. And I have some statistics I will show you. Everyone, especially 25, 26 and above, they are on Facebook. This is the only platform that have groups where you can ask things. It's the only platform that you have a close group with your family where people can communicate and talk. So it is used. And once they are there, they might not follow your page. If you do a proper ad, they will see it. If you target it properly, and if they are part of your target audience, they will see it. The posting time is very important. This is a hit, and this is a trial, and you need to find the best time for you to post. So for example, you post at 9 a.m., you don't see a lot of engagement, you change your posting time, you put it at 11. Check what your competitors are doing, what time they are posting, and if it is working for them. And then do the same, or maybe a little bit later, half an hour later. Is it lunchtime? Is it in the evening when kids are in bed? If your audience is male, it's during their coffee break, or when they are stopped at the traffic light. Unfortunately, they scroll on their social media. We know that by statistics. So, and then you need to audit your metrics, and this is also will give you an idea of what type of content. If your metric says that a specific type of post and video or whatever blog is doing better than another one that has no engagement whatsoever, scrap the one that didn't have any engagement and do more of what is working. And you have to reevaluate and adjust your strategy monthly, because it's very important. Things change, algorithms change, and you need to be reading also a little bit about these changes. There is a lot of platforms where you can register to their newsletter. They send you either a weekly or a monthly update on what's happening in the social media world. And the best one, and I've attended many of their conferences, is Social Media Examiner. They're amazing. It's socialmediaexaminer.com. Check them out, subscribe to them. It's really the Bible of social media, of digital marketing in general. You can get all your information there. Any questions?
Yeah, we have questions. Okay. So one person asked, please share some key DM marketing metrics to measure effectiveness of a DM strategy.
Yes, the key matrix is engagement with your posts. It's the reach of your posts, and it's the sharing. If someone shares your content that you don't know, not a friend or your daughter, your husband, that's a post that is successful. So these are the main metrics to look at: engagement, reach, and sharing.
Great. How to define the persona in Facebook when it's a B2B strategy?
Okay, everyone on Facebook is a person. It's not a business. You cannot have a business page on Facebook without linking it to a personal account. So you are interacting with the person at the end of the day. Just craft your message to be more informative, more human, not like technical words and all that don't do well on Facebook. At the end of the day, we communicate to a person. So just make it more friendly, better tone of voice. That's the type of post that do well. If you read an article that you think your target audience will like, put the link there and put your personal intake on it in the caption. So you are talking at the end of the day to a person.
And I think one of the other things as well, Houda, is that Facebook might not be the right channel for them either. That's the other thing. And I know that you and I have had that conversation about other things previously as well, is that not every channel is right for every business.
100%, but we can always find content that is right for that channel, that is relevant to your industry.
Yeah.
And that's why I said adjust your content to each platform.
Absolutely. And how do we know the best posting time?
The best posting time, there are a lot of, it's from Facebook. They tell you what time. I can show you later. I can exit the strategy in the Q&A and I can show you where to find it. There is also a lot of platforms online that tells you the best time to post. One of them is Hootsuite. They have a blog. They say the best time in general worldwide is between 11 a.m. and 1 p.m. But we see that, for example, for things like social events and business coaches mainly, the best time to post is after they finish their business day. And that you see again in your reach, in your personal Facebook or Instagram, whatever platform you are in. You will see what time you reach the peak of your engagement. When you share a post, people like it, they give you, all the platforms, they give you these metrics. It is in there, it's embedded. So you can see, you can keep adjusting until you find the best time to post it. There is not a single formula that works for everyone, but in general, between 11 and 1.
Excellent. Why do posts get more effective engagement on TikTok than other social media platforms?
Why do what? Sorry?
Why do posts get better engagement on TikTok than on other social media platforms?
Because TikTok for the last year has been downloaded over 1 billion times. It has 680 something million active users daily. No other platform can compete with it as of now. So it has a better, and TikTok, people do more engaging stuff. They do fun stuff and they record it on TikTok. If you record it on TikTok and put it somewhere else, just you push it, it will not reach, because all platforms prefer native videos to them, native content creation from their platform. This is also a mistake that we see, that people, but I've done the same, it worked here, but it didn't work there. Okay, how did you do it? Because I just used the Instagram. From Instagram, you can share on Facebook. That's the biggest mistake that people do. They prefer native. You do it on their platform each time.
And actually on that as well, somebody said, if we're promoting a product, can I use the same posts I've used on Instagram to promote the product on Facebook?
You can use the same post, but you need to adjust a little bit the text, the tone of voice as well, make it more warm. Instagram is more of a look at me. Facebook is a more, I'm here, how can I help? This is how I describe platforms.
That's a good way to describe it. Someone said, are blogs still as important as they used to be?
Yes, they are even more important right now. Google just adjusted their algorithm a couple of weeks back. It's really, you want to reach people, have a blog. Blogging is very important. Do not blog just for the fun of it. Blog because you have something to say, and blog something quality. Quality is key to your blog. You can, and as I said, you can revisit your blogs, revisit them, something come up, blog it, add keywords in it, but do not stuff the keyword just to be found, because the algorithms know. So you need to do it in a very well-composed way. Choose your words, make sure you don't copy and paste other people's content, please, because that is very, very bad and gives you negative.
Big no-no.
A complete no-no. So yes, you can get inspired, as we call it. Get inspired, but write it in your own words. Hire a content writer that can rewrite it for you. And if English is not your mother tongue, or you're not very good at it, hire someone to write it for you. There are a lot of platforms like Upwork, like People Per Hour. All these platforms have excellent content creators, and that can help you with this, and you pay close to nothing for them to review your content.
Definitely. And on that, on blogs as well, somebody wants to know, can blog content also be used for email newsletters?
Email newsletters needs to be fun and not bore people to death, because they get 10,000 maybe email newsletter. Yours need to stand out, yours needs to be concise, to the point, use a lot of visual and graphic, use nice colors, of course on brand with your branding guidelines, but make it more concise. If they want to read more, then they will go to your blog, then they will go to your website.
Yeah,
and email,
I was going to say email marketing is a whole course in itself, because it is so important to get, there's so many things that need to be covered as part of that as well.
Exactly. Email marketing is a necessary evil, as I call it. It still works. If they subscribe to your newsletter, it works. But if you just send blind, cold, unsolicited email, the open rate is less than 2%. So we really, go ahead, Jen.
No, I was going to say, I wanted to move back to blogs for a second. We're getting tons and tons of questions, and I think we still do have a lot of content, but I'm just trying to group them together as well. And somebody also wanted to know about knowing the keywords to use for the blog. You mentioned that a little bit about not stuffing it, but maybe if you just want to give a bit more information on that.
We're gonna talk about that. And it's coming later for the SEO.
Okay.
Do it properly, but there is keyword planner on Google. There is keyword search term on Google. There is Neil Patel platform also give you all the keywords you need to use. And then I will show you also how you can do it. Google, when you start typing something, it gives you a prediction of things that people are looking for already. Once you start typing, for example, facial in, it gives you all the type of keywords that people are typing for. Those are the most searched keywords. Use those. This is the best tip I can give you.
Okay, we have lots more questions and I'm grouping them, and we'll come back to them when we speak in a bit more detail about some of the platforms, because we've got lots of questions about LinkedIn as well.
Yes. We can take them at the Q&A, we can have them now. I can answer them now.
No, keep going through. Let's go through a bit more, and then we'll add a few more questions as well. So
social media marketing importance in your SEO. So the more content you share, the greater your engagement rate is, but not any content, ladies. Again, quality is really key here. Quality is the key word in anything that has to do with content. So the more backlink that specific piece of content will get you, because if you put a great post and people share it, that you have invaluable. I have maybe 1,000 people on my Facebook. If I share a piece of content, 1,000 people will see it. So that's why I say quality, and that you cannot get. It's really, really priceless, the backlinks you get from that piece of content. And social media is a free way to get exposure, assuming your content is worth sharing, of course. And that's why I keep talking about quality. Always have your social media profile filled with engaging quality content, very nice videos that are relevant to your business, to your services. Invest in videos, ladies. You do not have to hire a professional. You can invest in a very good camera, ring with the light, a small mic. All this will cost you less than 500 dirhams from Amazon. And you can get it and set up in a quiet corner with good light in your room and in your house or your office or wherever you are, and do it, please, because now all the platforms are giving priority to video. All platforms, LinkedIn, TikTok, Facebook, and Instagram. And those are where you need to be. Always have your social media advertising, send people to your website through link clicks. Why, again, how social media is advertising. When you do a campaign, please, ladies, do not do likes. It's a waste of money. You throw it out of the window. When you do a campaign, you want a call to action that is strong, which is link clicks. That's the only way people will register to your newsletter. That's the only way you can send people to your blog and read them. And in your blogs, always have a call to action. You like our content, get in touch with us. Or you can, if you have an e-commerce website, have a click buy now and send them to your e-shop. Because that's what we are after. We are after people coming to you and buying whatever you have to sell. So always, and social media advertising, Facebook and Instagram is not expensive. With $30, $40 per every 5-6 days, you can get really, really good link clicks if the targeting is done properly. And you have to set up and optimize Google My Business. I hear my clients saying, oh, Google My Business is dead. No, it's not. It is there more than ever. It is extremely important for you to be found as a local business. If you have an address, of course, because Google My Business and it shows in Google Maps, and you want the reviews that you get on Google. The reviews that you get on Google are very, very, very important. Ask your happy clients, ask your family, ask your friends to support your business. Have those Google reviews, ladies. They are very important. It's a Google platform, and Google will start, this business is being recommended. Then they must be good. Then it grows to your website, and then it starts indexing your website. So everything we do at the end of the day is for Google to find us. Any questions?
Nothing. Keep going. I'll
Okay.
interrupt you again in a few minutes.
So what are the platforms that exist there that are very important? Facebook, it is one of the biggest platforms that is being used. It's hands down the largest social site in the world. I mean, regardless if your brand stands to benefit from sharing, like share industry related news. If you don't want to bother with Facebook, fine, we understand that, but still use it. Share something that is relevant. Do not spend your time on it if your time is limited. Share something, share from a blogger, share from an industry leader in what you do, share it on Facebook. It keeps you also active in there. People are on Facebook. You can Google this. Facebook is still the biggest social media platform in the world. Short videos, any videos you create, put it on your Facebook as well. Graphics, infographics do very well in Facebook, because you can, people just consume it on Facebook for whatever reason. You might also want to leverage your groups that you are part from. And again, one of the best groups on Facebook, I'm not sure if I'm allowed to say it or not, but it's Female Fusion. And groups have power, ladies. They do have, there is the Dubai Chica, there is so many, you just, and never sell actively on groups. They will kick you out. You can advise, you can share your knowledge, you can share your wisdom. That's it. Do not say, come buy from me, I do this, I do that. Never do that. You will be kicked out of the group. So always, if you see something, someone is asking, for example, for advice, where to find a physiotherapist. If you are a physiotherapist, ask what is the problem, what area you need help with, and then you can engage again in a conversation. They will see that you have expertise in what you say. Most likely they will come and ask you for your service or follow your pages. So really leverage on the Facebook groups, because the content, the engagement you get from it, and the leads also you get from it are priceless.
Can I just add something to that, Houda, as well? Let's just talk about DMing people directly from Facebook groups, because this happens quite a lot. And I see that this is a mistake that a lot of business owners make, that they'll see somebody on a group and they'll DM somebody directly. And a lot of people find that uncomfortable, and they don't like that, and they feel that people are trying to give a hard sell.
We are aligned on that. Never DM a person without being asked to, ladies. They will not like it. They will not interact with you. They might even block you from their DMs. So you just keep it on the chat, I mean, on the thread. There you give your advice. Do not mention your brand name. Do not mention my prices are, no. Just give an advice, that's it, and move on. If they will like what you have to say, they will look for you. They will maybe send you a DM themselves, or they will ask you, can I send you a DM? And that's ethics of groups. You do not want to spam people, like you don't want to be spammed. You don't want to spam others.
And, you know, it's also good business sense, because if you write about something and you show your expertise, that people tend to use the search function within groups as well. And so something you wrote a week ago, 3 months ago, a year ago, will come up again and again. And if you're continuously seen within that group to have expertise, it's more likely to paint a good profile of you as well, because I find that I'll do that within groups. And if I see somebody continuously recommended, or if I see them giving thoughtful responses, I'll be like, oh, Yeah, okay, I think I'll contact them. They look good. They look like they have a good reputation.
100%. And also, groups, Facebook is the only place where you have this kind of groups. So that's why Facebook is still the largest platform. Men have their own groups talking about cars, talking about motorcycles, maybe women in their life as well. So this is really the only platform that have this. And once they are there, we can get their attention by doing advertising. And it's only, unfortunately, by doing advertising that you will be found on Facebook right now if you are a new business, because they're a business as well. They need to make money. The reach on Facebook now is less than 1.2 or 1.3 as per the latest stat percent of, even if you have 100,000 followers, maybe they will not see you, because now Facebook also, the latest algorithm, they're giving a priority to family and friends content and not business pages. And that's done because they want to make money of us by advertising. Instagram, it's a Facebook platform as well. It works if done properly. The engagement, the reach had dropped significantly last month. I'm sure you all suffered from it. If not, then you are doing it right. Keep doing what you're doing, but keep being updated. But what works on Instagram is beautiful photography, stunning visuals, a nice grid looking neat. I'm for and against grids because they get messed up in the visuals sometimes. If you have this sequence and then you post something and then they all don't go. If you want to do a grid, do it in a smart way. Don't put a full picture in it, because if you see just the arm of the woman, or you just see maybe a corner of a product, it's a big no-no. It doesn't have any reach, so it's not good. So do some kind of grids. There are a lot of platforms that can help you with that. Canva is one of them. It's free of charge, and it allows you to have that nice look and feel to your platforms. And research your hashtags. Do not use the same hashtags on every single post. It kills your reach as well. Change and diversify your hashtags. You can just Google, again, best hashtags to use for fashion in the Middle East. It will come up with a lot of hashtags. And from those hashtags, go to Instagram and see how much hits they have. And I always advise to do hashtags with a lot of followers, that has a lot of following, and hashtags that don't have so many, because sometimes, and I'm sure you've heard it, the Facebook shadow ghosts some accounts and some hashtags. So always give yourself the best chance to be found by using different hashtags all the time. Because if a hashtag has some bad content, it stops showing. If your account is linked to one of these hashtags all the time, it will stop showing. So always change hashtags in your post. Research on a monthly basis. Go to there are many free tools out. Just Google free hashtag tools, and a lot will come up, and see which one you are most comfortable with. And for each platform also they exist on Google. TikTok is the new kid on the block. It's the fastest growing social media platform in the world right now. So it's as of January 2021, the platform has 689 million monthly active users. That's a huge number. That's crazy. Everyone and anyone is on TikTok. So, and some have amazing reach. I don't know how their algorithm works, and some don't. But from what we've noticed, what I've been reading, it's down to content and to the music you link with your content. And if you are a brand, if you have a product, try to do like, follow the brands. Like there is this brand that shows the benefit of the product, they keep doing this and that. So do that. If you are selling a service, why people should take your service, or what are the benefits? Always think about benefits and not, I want to sell because. What benefits I'm giving to people who will buy from me. If you are a health coach, what is your specialty? I'm following personally a lot of them, and each one has her or his specialty, and they do it differently following the trends. And it's very easy to use. You just go to the hashtag explore and or discover, they call it, and then you see what's trending and create your videos on that. Snapchat, the dying platform, as I call it, is still used in a few regions. Saudi Snapchat is still a little bit there, but it's not as used as it used to be. Now people are switching to TikTok, Instagram, and YouTube. YouTube is the second largest platform used in the Middle East. If you create videos for TikTok, do another one and adjust it to YouTube. YouTube is very important. Still, people are looking for so many things on YouTube. And really, I look for things on YouTube, TED Talks. I'm following Social Media Examiner and some others on YouTube. Cooking videos with my kids, we watch on YouTube. And once you're on YouTube, you can advertise and you can get attention of people as well. LinkedIn is another ball game. LinkedIn, you need to have a personal profile, a 5-star as they call it. You need to have the perfect photo, and you need to have the perfect bio, and all this you can find examples on Google how to do it right. Photos, please don't put a photo holding a mug or with your dog, or it's a professional platform, or on your bikini, which I have seen many times. Always have a mug shot, like a professional headshot, smiling, not upset, because it's the first impression that counts on LinkedIn. If you have an inappropriate profile photo, you lose your audience there. And your business page have to have regular updates. You will not have followers from it if you don't advertise also, unfortunately, or your content is not shared. LinkedIn is also a very shareable platform. It's also focusing on videos. The more videos you do, if you're looking for a job, have a video CV, please, ladies, because that is what now the new employers are looking at. There are also, again, free platforms that you can see what are the keywords to even put on your LinkedIn bio to be found. You can also do that. LinkedIn is very, very useful if you have a B2B business, but the advertising in it is very expensive. The cheapest campaign will cost you for a few days, I'm talking 2 or 3 days, $100 to $200. So spend wisely on LinkedIn, and the targeting on LinkedIn is phenomenal, really, because you can go down to put in business names you want to target work with. They will see your post. Choose the business name. You have to have a list of them. You can upload it. You can also link it to your website via Pixel, Facebook as well. If you have a website and you don't have a pixel from Facebook, please do. It's very important, because it will allow you to do retargeting and all kind of things. And the same with the LinkedIn now. This is recent in LinkedIn as of the last 6 months. So you have that done. It's easy to do if you're a little bit technical. If not, again, Upwork, people per hour, they can do it for you. Pinterest, very specialized platform. It's not really used in the Middle East, except for not even, it's lifestyle bloggers and interior designers, lighting, stuff like that. Maybe also art and craft are using it. So if this is your area, you have to be in it, in Pinterest. And Twitter, have it. It doesn't hurt. A lot of people use it to complain, and you have to show them that you can take a complaint like a big girl, because a lot of people use it for, I use it when I want to complain, and it gets done. Trust me, it gets done. People answer without naming, but the operators in Dubai, they only answer your complaint if you put in Twitter. And that really, really worked for me. Cars, Expedia, I've also complained on Twitter. I got my money back. So Twitter is used as the customer service platform. You need to have a presence in it, because that's where you will have also interaction with your, and use the right hashtags on Twitter. And also, if you are Arabic speaker, please use Arabic hashtags in everything you do. Even if you are not Arabic speaker, you can ask for help. Arabic hashtags are very important as well to your businesses. Any questions?
We have lots of questions, but I see that we've got about 25 minutes left. So
okay, so
I think what we'll do is we'll save them to the end.
Okay, so this is which platforms for your business. Just to go again, this is, you can see the stats, social media stats in the United Arab Emirates. The blue line here is Facebook, and the rest are other platforms. So you can see it: Facebook, Twitter, Pinterest, YouTube, Instagram. This is as of July 2021, ladies. So look at the gap. This is a stats counter. So Facebook is the platform where everyone needs to be, regardless what you think, please, but just adjust your content to it. Sorry, go back. There you go. So, and the social media platforms in the UAE, the biggest now are YouTube, then followed by Facebook, followed by Instagram, then Twitter, then LinkedIn, then Pinterest, and then TikTok. TikTok is coming already in force. It's there for less than a year, and look where we are. So Facebook and YouTube and Instagram and Twitter, this is my advice to everybody. LinkedIn, if you are a B2B, but as a person, you need to have a perfect LinkedIn profile, because they will look for you there. They will want to connect with you, especially now that business cards are dying. What's your LinkedIn? Let me connect with you on LinkedIn. And that's where they need to find you. So the type of content per platform. So not every platform is a good fit for every business, but for SEO purposes, adjust your content. So invest your time and skills in the platform where you're most likely to reach and engage. So if you are strong on Instagram, you're selling over Instagram, focus on Instagram, but do not ignore Facebook. I just showed you the stats. Just reshare content, but native to the platform. Do not push from Instagram to Facebook. It will have no reach. Each platform has a vision, purpose, and unique audience, and you can read more about that on each one of them, on blogs, on social media. Again, Examiner, please subscribe to it. I'm not affiliated with them. I'm just a huge fan because I get everything there. Instagram is heavy on visuals and videos, so is TikTok, so is Facebook, and LinkedIn now also videos. If you have something to say, record a small 1-minute video and put it there, and then supplement it with the article or whatever you want to put in it. Twitter, short updates and opinion, and is mainly used as a customer service platform. Organic growth, the magic question that no one can answer or give you 100% correct answer because it changes daily. But what I can tell you, you need to engage and you need to have more reels, more stories, and more lives. This is what they are given to mainly in Instagram, but also Facebook Live. Facebook also are prioritizing videos. So please, ladies, this is what you need to, and the hashtags, using appropriate hashtags. Run contests. It doesn't cost you much. If you give away a product and it will bring you followers and create that engagement, please do it. But you have to research your hashtags properly, because once you use hashtag, for example, giveaway, you will get all kinds of people you don't want that have fake profile, and they set up that profile only to get this price. So promote your platforms in your, for example, you're very strong on Instagram, on your reels, on your stories. Please follow us, show us some love on Facebook. That's how you grow your platforms as well, free of charge. If you have a TikTok account and you have reels, please follow us on. So this is what promoting across platforms means. And for example, you can do a promotion that you advertise it on Facebook, but it's only available on Instagram, and vice versa. And that works as well. Influencer marketing, yes and no, very wisely. If they are good, they don't have a lot of fake followers, definitely go with them. If they're gonna take the product, make your life hell, and they have a lot of fake followers, fake accounts and bots, definitely better money spent on advertising on Instagram and Facebook. Active engagement, actively engage on your account. Do not leave a single comment unanswered. not one. Even if it is a negative one, do not delete it, handle it. But it's by showing that you can take criticism and handling it and turning that unhappy client to a happy client, where you will have more authority, where people will start trusting you trusting you and your business and your products. Paid advertising, it's the nudge you need basically to get people to wherever you want them to go, mainly link clicks, ladies, remember. We need them, we need it. Everyone needs it, even if it is a little advertising. Do not stress yourself thin. But if you have, let's say, 500 dirham per month, do a campaign for 2 weeks, one with A/B testing, and see what goes better. And then you decide as you go which caption works better for you, which text works better for you. And once it starts reaching fatigue, because ads also can reach fatigue, people are sick of seeing the same thing from you all the time, then you scrap that and then start A/B testing again from beginning. Pixel implementation is very important, because you are doing ads without having a pixel, you are wasting your time. Because we need to be able to see what's working, what's not working, and the pixel show you all that from Facebook, from LinkedIn. You can see everything that you're doing. You can do retargeting. You can create a lookalike audience from people who are coming and adding things to your cart and are not checking out. They need to keep seeing the ad until they click and finish their transaction. So this is why a pixel is very important. And you can create lookalike audience conversion campaigns from remarketing campaigns. Someone visited your website and didn't come back. We need to bring them back, and that's remarketing campaign. And that can only be achieved if you have a pixel implemented. And now there is a new update from Facebook. It's an API for OS 14 and above. So now you need to do 2 things. But don't get scared, because if your website is on an integrated, they call it platform, like Shopify, like WordPress and WooCommerce, it's easy to implement. You do not need to be a coder. There is a lot of tutorials on YouTube that you can check on how to do it, and you can do it properly. If you're too busy to, Upwork again, you can just go there, find a freelancer to do it for you, $40, $50, and it's headache free if they do it properly. And ad contents need to be appealing, of course, visually and content-wise, and tweak and split test. And if an ad is not working now, then go and check it again. Maybe change the text a little bit, maybe change the visual. And then if you do your A/B testing and split test, you will see which one is performing, which one is not. You switch off the one that is not performing and keep the one that is performing, and keep tweaking it. Best practices for your digital strategy. This is the ideal scenario, what you need to have. But we can start with less than this. You can definitely start with less than this. But I will tell you the most important one is the Google Ads, if you can, if you have budget for it, very important, because that's where you will be found most of the time. SEO is very important. More than people, when they Google and they find the business, they do not go to the ads. Most of the time they know it's paid, they go to organic. If they don't find what they're looking for in the organic part of it, then they go and click on the ads. That's how it works. That's why you need to have SEO and Google Ads in your favor. Once your SEO kicked in, because it takes time, then discontinue your Google Ads. You do not need to be spending money on it anymore, but you have to keep doing your SEO. Email marketing, if done correctly, works wonderfully. Of course, your editorial calendar, content, visuals, and all that, creative execution, the timing and all that has to be there. The research and discovery in the strategy and planning phase. Persona development is very important. People, processes, and technology assessment. Who will be doing what, basically, because everyone needs to have a clear scope of work. Otherwise, it doesn't get done. Strategy development, how much you want to spend, where, and when. And the KPI settings, basically from this campaign, this is ideally what I want to see, but no one can promise you a KPI in this industry, ladies, because it's not up to us, it's up to the algorithms of Facebook and Instagram. Management, of course, you need to have a community management, which means answering messages, publishing stuff, and reporting and adjusting, which is part of the matrix to see what you need to see, the best timing of posting, all that comes in the reporting. Integration, that's cross promotion on your platforms and integration with the pixels and all that, that's very important. And the analysis of your content, what works better, do more of it, what didn't work, scrap it and do what more works better, maybe come up with something new and give it a try, see how it will work. And if people are engaging with it, perfect, keep doing more of that. Again, as I said, this is the ideal best practice. Influencers, yes, if you have the budget for it, if they're free and they have good engagement, not the same people commenting, there is a lot of way to be smart about social influencers. I personally don't use them because I'd rather spend the money on advertising. You'll see more results, but to get the words out, it's good to use the good ones. SEO. So SEO basically, it's everything you do to be found on Google in a simple terms. So content in your website, your headers, your images and all that. For example, I gave you a perfect example here. If you're a hairdresser in Dubai, you want the search engine, which is Google 90% in the UAE and the Middle East, to show it at the top results for hairdresser Dubai. So the first 5 results on Google get 67% of all the clicks. Keywords and quality content are the foundation of SEO. SEO is not about this backlinks and all that. Yes, it is, but that's secondary to your content. The content has to be really good. The keywords you have to use. I told you before to note long tail keywords. Long tail keywords are, if you are competing all, let's say for the word restaurant in Dubai, how many restaurants will come up? 1 million will come up in Dubai. But if you put healthy food restaurants in Dubai or vegan restaurants in Dubai, not a lot of people will come up. Not a lot of people are doing that. And that's long-term, long-tail keyword when you put more details on that. And that's, again, it's a lot of things that will help you, and I'm gonna list them. So Google is an algorithm, and it's trying to look what people are looking for. If your website has what people are looking for in terms of keyword and high quality content, your website will come up. Of course, your website has to be mobile friendly. It has to load very fast because you lose people interest, and Google will not crawl your website if you have a crappy website, sorry for my French. And how unique your content is. Do not copy and paste, always try to be as unique as possible. Some industries, unfortunately, you cannot be unique, but your content, the way you use in your content, the wordings you use can be unique. There are 2 types of SEOs. So there is the on-page SEO, which involve the content, optimizing the content, the tags, the title tags of your pages and all that, the content marketing, images, page speed. So all this is part of your on-page SEO, which gets done once you do your website, and you can keep doing this yourself. It's very easy. If you are a WordPress user, I am, or a Shopify user, you just go and update what you have in there. You add more keywords, you keep doing your keyword research daily, if you, not daily, monthly. If you bring a new product, different keywords, add a page. So Google keeps seeing improvement in your website. This website keep updating all the time. They must be good. This is the algorithm. And of course, the off-page, which involve, if, for example, you are, let's say, a fashion designer, and you did a successful fashion show. You had a photographer, you had people there, you had businesses that displayed with you. What you can do, you can ask them to have links in their website, driving people from their website to your website. This is link building. It's very easy to do. You do not need, again, to be a coder for this. So what you can ask for, you can ask them, we've done this event together, or your product, my product is on your website, can I please put a link there? So there are ways, and there are to have these link buildings. Guest blogging, you can ask a famous, if you can, if you have the budget for it, a famous artist, if you're in the art scene, a famous architect, if you are an interior designer, blog in your website, and they put a link in their website that again redirect to your website, and vice versa. You have to scratch my back and scratch yours. And your social media, of course, the shareable content, what we said, the advertising, the link clicks and all that to your website. All this contribute to Google finding you and showing what you have to say.
Houda, while you jump over, I have a quick question that someone wants to know, which is very relevant, is how many months do they need to be present online until Google will index a blog that they've just launched?
There is no answer for that. It can be 2 months if you have a unique business or you are spending hours on your website, or it can take a year. It really depends on your industry, ladies.
Yeah.
There is not a magical formula to this, unfortunately. So SEO strategy, a successful SEO strategy. So you need to give accessibility. So engines crawl accessibilities. Look at them as little spiders that go to your website and find things and get hooked to it, so that your website can be found by using SEO plugging tools. There is Yosemite, there are so many, I will talk about it. They're very easy to use. Quality content, you see, I keep saying quality content everywhere. That's really the foundation of everything we are doing. Keyword optimized that answer the searcher query. If I'm looking for best chiropractor in Dubai, you need to come up on the search. So you need to optimize your content for this. A great user experience. Your website needs to be easy, nicely appealing visually, not showing differently in different devices. It has to be mobile friendly. That is very important because 60 to 80% of all the visits will come from your mobile, from mobile phones. And you need to create share-worthy content that earn links, citations, and amplifications. By me sharing, someone I know shared your contact that I shared, that's the amplification, and that's the best thing you can aim for. Title, URLs, description to drag the CTA in the ranking. Each website, each page of your website need to have different titles, different URLs, and not just the scribbles that comes automatically. You can go into the backend of your WordPress and change it. WordPress backend, if done properly, looks exactly like Facebook backend. Super easy to use. You just need to conquer your fear, ladies, and get it done. And the worst, what can happen, you can delete a page, then you can again go to Upwork or People Per Hour or whatever, get a freelancer to do it again if you don't know how to do it yourself. That's the worst that can happen. And then a snippet, a schema. A schema is very important. A schema is the order of your website, about us, contact us, different doctors. For example, if you're a clinic, what are the doctors, the visiting doctors and all that. This is also very important in your SEO strategy. Tools to help. So for scheduling, there is Hootsuite, Buffer, only put for post scheduling, and for social media listening, you can use them. And these are free for up to 5, maybe profile, I don't know, but most of them are free. You can use them for free. Canva and Adobe Spark for graphic design. Canva is the best invention since bread. Honestly, anyone with no skills in graphic design can do roll-up banners, can do email, HTMLs, can do PPTs, can do everything on Canva. Keyword research, you can use the Google Keyword Planner and Keyword Research, and Uber Suggest. It's free. It will show you everything. And again, the best way to do it is just go type your service in Google, in the Google search bar, and whatever come up, that's what people are most likely looking for all the time and have the top keyword searches. Hubspot for email marketing. I love HubSpot. I'm not affiliated with them, but we use it in my office. It's so intuitive. It's really, really good. Google Alerts and Google Trends for social media listening. For if you want to know what the competitors are doing, you create a Google alert for it. and see what they are doing, what is the latest blog, who is talking about them positively or negatively, it will come up, and it's free. Google Analytics is a must-have because you can see who is coming to your website, which page they land on, and you can adjust whatever you do from Google Analytics. It gives you a wealth of information. Inflact is it's a hashtag generator tool. So this one you can use to see which hashtag to use. And Quick Sprout, it has basically, it's a platform, and it gives you all kinds of tools for every single topic that you want. It's really, really good. It's very easy to use, and most of the things on it are free. There you go, ladies. I hope that it was not too much. It was informative, and let's open it for the questions.
Okay, actually, we have lots of questions, but what I want to do, because I know, thank you, Houda, as well, for finishing on time. Can I ask you to, before we jump into questions, can I just cover off a little bit of admin as well? Can you put the slides back up for me, please, for just a second? So first of all, Houda, thank you so much. It was really informative, and we're getting lots of love for you within the session, and everybody's saying how great it is. I just want to have it up there. So if anybody does want to reach out to Houda, there's her contact details and her email address. You can reach out to her with information. Houda, can we go to the next slide? Because we do have, Hiba, can we get rid of that and move to poll 3, please? Hiba has, from UN Women, has one last poll to do. Can we just pull up poll number 3, please? Hang on. There we go. Okay. Right, we've got poll number 3, which has just popped up here. If you could please fill this in and just let us know. We'd like to know if you feel that you've learned a little bit more about digital marketing and a digital marketing strategy after having today's workshop. And then also, if you could just let us know how you feel, if it's going to help you in your business performance. So if you could please just take a few seconds to fill that in, so we have that information as well. And while you're filling in the poll, can we just move to the next slide as well, please, Houda? Because I'd like to just remind people of a couple of other things, and then we'll go into questions. Just so that you know, I have 2 full pages of questions that people have written down. So don't worry, there's lots coming up still. Just so that you know, the next session that we're doing is a workshop on branding on the 6th of September. And I'm sorry, so we put 2020 rather than 2021. Oops, it's on the 6th of September, and we're doing a session on branding with Maya Itani. So it will be great to have all of you join. You will be getting an email from UN Women about that to allow you to register. And we've had a few questions about the next session as well on Arabic, and that will be announced shortly as well. We're just finalizing the details with one of the trainers for that as well. And last slide, just to look at while you're filling in the poll. And if I can please ask everybody to fill in the poll, we'd be really grateful, because it gives us the information that we need to have as well. Please don't forget, if you would like to be a mentor, if you could please reach out to UN Women as well, because the more mentors and experienced female entrepreneurs that we can get to be part of this program, the more mentors that we're able to go and provide to other women business owners. So it would be fabulous to get your support with that. And then I think that
sorry, Jennifer, to interrupt here.
This is Hiba from UN Women.
Yeah, so sorry. Please, would it be an option that we share the registration Zoom link for the upcoming session? I can put it in the
yes,
chat.
it's already in the chat box. Maya shared that as well.
Okay,
so
thank you.
If you just want to put it in again, so anybody, if you'd like to attend the branding workshop, just have a quick look in the chat box and you'll be able to register for that as well. And then what I'd like to do just before we move into chat, because I know some people will be leaving soon as well, but I would, before we finish things up, today. And if you do have to bounce off, I would just really like to thank you, Houda, for all of your time and the time that you've spent sharing with everybody and your knowledge. And also to UN Women and NAMA Women Advancement Establishment for really making this a possibility, because it is amazing to be able to have access to so much knowledge and so much training and support for us to grow our businesses at no charge. And this is incredible that they've provided this opportunity for all women business owners in the UAE. So thank you very much to them. And what we're going to do now is we're going to jump into questions, because you have a lot. So if you feel that your question hasn't been answered, if you would be able to just pop it in the chat box, because we do have so many. And what I have done is I've grouped some of them. So I think, Houda, what we're going to do first is we're going to speak about LinkedIn, because there are a few questions about LinkedIn. And I think for some people, LinkedIn seems a bit like an enigma and they can't really figure it out. So one of the first questions we had was, what about LinkedIn? Does it have a specific way to post? And if so, I don't really know what the catch is.
Yes, LinkedIn, you have to talk in a more sober way, as I call it. You have to be informative, educational. You have to show your expertise, because that is the way that you will build your reputation as a business owner, as a professional. And for a company page, you need also to give very informative information, but too technical a bit more, because people on LinkedIn are professionals. They are there for a specific, they are searching for a specific person or for a specific business to do business with. So you can be technical on LinkedIn. It is not a problem at all. But if your business is too technical, you're selling, I don't know, computer, whatever, do not go into BIOS and do not go into DOS and all that. You will lose most of the people, because if not everyone is business savvy, but they are looking for your solution. So you can be technical in a layman's term, if that makes sense.
Yeah, and I would say as well, without being too over salesy or pushy,
Yes,
I think still the same rules apply.
In any platform, never be too salesy, because you will lose the interest of your audience. But do it in a way that, and on LinkedIn, you can also put user cases. If you have a very happy client, do a user case around it and put it as in your business page and in your personal page. And the best way to promote your business page, free, if you have a very good followers on LinkedIn, always share whatever you post on your business page to your personal profile. And that's the way to get the business page noticed, and people will follow it that way.
Definitely. Someone says, would LinkedIn be better for collaborating with other businesses?
It really depends. Collaborating in what way? If you can expand on that?
Yeah, maybe if the person who asked that, if you could pop that in the chat. Well, they're doing that. Just going into one other area of LinkedIn is LinkedIn and blogs. And somebody wants to know if they can take a blog post from their website and just copy and paste that over onto to LinkedIn.
Yes, not copy and paste 100%, adjust it a little bit, make it a little bit more technical, because if you post the same on your LinkedIn and on your website, Google will think that you are copying someone else's content, unfortunately, and they will penalize your website on that. So it's mysterious why they do that, but yes, you can have the same blog, but just change few words here and there. That's it. Maybe add a little bit more technicality. Add also on LinkedIn who you are, always at the end, a little bit, just a one-liner where they can contact you, how they can get in touch with you. Always advisable to do that.
Okay, great. I don't think we have received more information. One person said, just to add to that, what is the following strategy on the business page? Who do I follow? And also, Houda, just before you answer that, somebody asked if you could move back to the slide with go back with the tools again. Yeah, there. So if we could just leave that up for people to have a look at.
Yes.
So they wanted to know for business pages on LinkedIn.
Yes. What they want to know on business pages? What do they know? What they want to know about?
What is the following strategy on the business page? Who can I follow?
Oh, you can follow on business page businesses you want to do business with. For example, influencers in your business sphere. You can follow magazines that you want to be published in indirectly, and of course potential customers. If you know someone that is a potential client for you, go and follow them from your business page.
Great. Okay, I want to talk about Google My Business. One other thing I just want to mention quickly, because I'd mentioned this at the beginning and not everybody has heard this because I've seen a few of this going on, is that this workshop is non-promotional, please. And that means that you're not here to push yourself, your business. And there are people trying to get business right now promoting things about their companies in the chat box. So please, can I ask everybody to keep it? We're here to support each other and learn. So for Google My Business, let's talk about that because this is a bit of a challenge. So if somebody does not have a physical location, are they still able to use Google My Business?
Yes, they are still able to use Google My Business. That's Google Maps I'm talking about, that they need to have a physical location. Google My Business, you can still use it. Do the post that you put on Instagram. It's the same format, more or less. Use them and use hashtags also on Google My Business. Google My Business is a Google platform. It has priority over any other platform.
And okay, let's talk about Google Maps and part of the Google My Business. So somebody says, what if you're in e-commerce? How do you manage the location if they need to send a postcard to verify the business? The old postcard thing in the UAE.
I know, but you can on the chat there somewhere on Google, on your Google My Business page admin, there is an option to contact them, to reach them, and you can have a video verification or a call verification. Not a lot of people knows about this, so you can go and you can find it and write to them, tell them, I do not have, I have an e-commerce, can I have a phone verification instead? And they do it.
Yeah. And they do that you'll get on Google Chat with them and they'll have a video and you have to walk them through so they see that you're a real human being.
Yes.
Okay, so hopefully we've answered all of that. Let's pop into Instagram and Facebook.
Mm-hmm.
One question is, what is the least number of hashtags we can repeat?
There is, again, there is no answer to this. It's a trial error, but the latest algorithm, you should not put more than 20 hashtags now. I can send you a link later on that I've been reading. Now it's 20 hashtags that you should not be putting more than that. Just up till last week, it was 30 plus hashtags. Now they advise to get a better reach, it's 20 hashtags.
Excellent. Okay. Now, a lot of people were unsure about the pixel. Can you explain a little bit more about Facebook Pixel, how it works, why a business would use it? Because I think we do have some people on here who haven't heard about Facebook Pixel and what it is. So I think if we can take a step back and explain.
Yeah. So a Facebook Pixel is a code that you can generate from your business manager, from your Facebook business manager. You go to events manager. From events manager, you can create a pixel for Facebook. It's a code. It's simply a code that link with your website. You can take that code, copy paste it to your WordPress, to your Shopify or whatever platform you use. And once you do that, they become linked. So then Facebook is allowed in a way to take information from your website. What is the information that they take from your website? Where people landed about from your ads, how many people added products in their cart, how many people visited your website, how long even they stayed in your website. And then you can, from that information, from that pixel, you can create a lookalike audience to the people, for example, who put a product or a service in their cart but didn't check out. Or you can create an audience for people who checked out and you want to sell them something else that complement what they bought from you, or one of your service or whatever. So the pixel is very, very, very important, ladies. It's not something complicated, just a piece of code that you will get by an email or that you can copy from Business Manager. You can even send the email directly to you. If you have a web developer, send it directly to the web developer. They should be able to do it.
Okay, great. Arabic hashtags.
Yes.
We've had a few questions about Arabic hashtags, and it kind of goes across the platforms, but people wanted to know, are there Arabic hashtags that they can use across all platforms?
No, there is, yes, for generic keywords, for example, like hashtag abaya, you can use on Facebook and you can use on Instagram. Hashtag uklet bit, for example, if you are a food blogger or if you sell ingredients for food or something like that. So, or if you want to target people who are homemakers, yes. And you have to think about your hashtags, not the hashtags that are only related to your business, but the hashtags that your followers, that your potential client are searching for. Let's say one of you has earrings to sell. I will not just go and put hashtag earrings, because people who buy earrings do not only look for earrings, they look for dresses, they look for makeup, they look for maybe a day out somewhere, a brunch. So you need to check which hashtag make more sense for you and add a combination of them, not to limit yourself, but to reach a wider audience. And the same goes for Arabic. See what kind of hashtags your customers are looking for. If there is a very popular program, a TV program, that the hashtag is used by all kind of women, Arabic women loves it. So it's called Nawa'im. You do hashtag Nawa'im, you add it, and then you Google that hashtag Nawa'im and see what will come as other suggestions. So there are ways to find it, and it's the keyword planner also can give you hashtags you can use. Ubersuggest is an amazing tool, and check this Inflact. It's a hashtag tool generator. They have a free option and they have a paid one.
Excellent. Okay, on this Reels for a second, we have one woman who's been in Greece for a couple of months this summer, lucky lady. Yeah. She has just returned to the UAE, and when she was in Greece, she couldn't use Reels. And when she came back to the UAE, she still doesn't have access to Reels. She's contacted Instagram for help every day and hasn't heard anything back. And she just wants to know if you've heard of this problem and is there anything she can do, and anything that she can do. She's tried deleting the app, reinstalling it, that hasn't worked.
Nothing helped. I know. Maybe your account has been shadowed, they call it. If that's the case, maybe your followers also are not seeing what you're posting, even a normal feed, but I cannot be 100% sure about this. I've heard of it, but then it comes back. I was also banned from Facebook Market for whatever reason. I couldn't know. I wrote to them, nothing. And then one day it appeared again. Maybe you have done something against one of their billion policies that did this, but just give it sometimes. The ban lasts for 40 days maximum, and then it should come back.
Okay. I'm going to step away from platforms for a second and just look at a few more general questions. One was, can we use our personal accounts for business?
No, it's not advised because you cannot do advertising from your personal accounts. From a Facebook personal account, you cannot do advertising. From an Instagram personal account, you cannot do advertising. So I prefer if you do it from a business page.
Great. And been asked by quite a few ladies, how much of an average budget does one need to execute an effective social media strategy?
There is not one fit all, unfortunately.
How long is a piece of string? So many variables.
I'm sorry, ladies, to disappoint there, but there is no, it really depends on how big is your audience, who is your audience, how specialized is your audience, how common is your service or product. There isn't an answer that fits all. But if you have an advertising budget, it should not be for Facebook and Instagram less than minimum of 2,000 dirham to see any kind of results, any kind of results.
And it also takes time as well, doesn't it? I know you, I've spoken to you and other people who are in social media a lot and in digital marketing. And I think sometimes people expect that they're going to spend money for 1 month or 2 months and see instant results. And it does, like anything, it takes time, doesn't it?
You will get results with time. You will not get results from the first campaign you will do, from the second campaign you will do. You don't have followers, or you don't have the right followers. You need to build that, and Facebook needs to adjust its algorithm to serve the ad to people who are more interested in your product, who you are interacting with, who they are interacting with you, like in your post, sharing your content, putting a comment. It really does take time, ladies. It's all a big spider web, and it's not just, okay, I'm putting 1,000 dirham, I'm getting 1,000 dirham back. Not a single agency in the world can give you this guarantee. Not. And unfortunately, I have unhappy clients, I do, because they don't understand it. They come to me and they say, I haven't seen any result. Well, yes, and you have it on the contract you sign. You will not, I cannot guarantee any result. It's not up to me. I don't know how much your competitor is spending. When it takes time to find all these variables.
Yeah. Okay. Someone wanted to know, what's more effective, Google or Amazon for advertising products?
Definitely Google. Amazon is effective, but not all the countries have Amazon. It depends on where you're based, I would say. For example, I'm sitting here in Denmark, we don't have Amazon. So if you advertise for me there and you target in Danish population, good luck. So almost always Google.
Google. It's all about Google, isn't it?
Unfortunately.
Yeah. Somebody asked about webinars. Webinars are becoming a lot more popular.
Yes.
Can that be part of your digital marketing strategy?
It can be if you have an engaged audience. If you do not have an engaged audience, or people don't know about you, you do a webinar, you do advertising, you're going to find yourself alone in it. If you have a network that can help you invite people to your webinar, yes, but your webinar needs to be lively, needs to be engaging, a lot of graphs, a lot of things going around all the time. people now, they have a very short attention span. So if you have a monotone voice, you're gonna lose them. If you are not very interactive, you're gonna lose them. So yes and no, do it. If you're good at it, please do. If you are not and you're gonna experiment, give it a try. But I would focus my time with the little time that we have as mothers, as business owners, as wives, girlfriends. Spend the time where you are good at. That will be my advice.
Yeah. And it also depends upon your business as well, right? That some businesses might be more suited for webinars and others aren't.
Yeah.
And it's choosing, it's better to take a couple of things and do it really well than try to do 10 different things.
And do
Be
a
okay.
webinar if you have something new to say. If you have a new product launch and you want to do a webinar. If you're rebranding, you can have a webinar. If you went into business venture with someone that people know, then yes, do a webinar. But just a webinar to talk about your product.
No. It needs to add value. And that's the thing, is that people need to know, like, and trust you.
Yes.
And that's what this is all about. It's not sell, because then they're not going to know, like, or trust you. They're just going to feel that you're trying to sell something to them.
Exactly. So if you want to have the webinar, have the content that you send the invites with, making sure that we have something new to say. We will not basically sell you anything. We just want to inform you of our news. And people who are your followers, your customers, will attend, most probably, if it fits in their schedule. If not, they will see the recording, which is also good.
Now, this is a little bit related as well. Somebody asked, I do a lot of free trainings. How do I take my offline followers to online followers as they're hesitant to give out their emails?
Yes, but then they have to see value in what you are offering. If you do a lot of free, whatever is free is not well accepted, unfortunately, in the Middle East. You can do free as much as you want. If they don't pay for it, they will not give you their email address. This is a trend. I don't know how many people agree with me in here, but not only your content has to be spot on, has to be quality for them to give you their emails. Maybe you're trying to push sales a little bit too much. You shouldn't. Maybe be more, look at your, have your training evaluated by someone that doesn't know you, doesn't know your product, and see what feedback they will give you. There must be something not working properly. That's why they don't want to give your email. Because if I register to a free training, that you have to get my email to send me the Zoom link at least. So I don't, I don't get. So if she can.
So this is what I was going to say as well, Houda, is I think that probably you need to change the way that people sign up for your trainings, or the way that you're delivering your trainings. If you're just delivering something in a Facebook group and people are used to going and seeing that you're not going to be able to capture that information from your potential target audiences, or if you're sticking it up on YouTube. So you might want to change that strategy, so you have a page where they have to go and sign up for the registration as well. And you don't even have to have a website. You can easily do that from Zoom as well, that you can adjust the platform that they have to sign up, and then Zoom will be able to give you a list to download afterwards as well, so you can have a spreadsheet with everybody's email.
Yes, there is a free software you can use, free platforms called Eventbrite.com.
Eventbrite.
Yes, it's amazing. It's easy to use. You create an account and you create your invitations there, and you make field mandatory. You need emails and phone number if they want to attend to your free training. Otherwise, they are not welcome. As simple as that.
Yeah, that's the other thing. They're not your ideal client if they're all they're expecting is free from you. You're not there to serve people for free all the time as well, because at the end of the day, you are in business, and if you're in business, you need to make money. And that's a whole other thing that we are going to be talking about, money and finance and charging and accounting, in another session. Actually, jumping back to Instagram and Facebook. Somebody said, usually businesses are seen to post exactly the same content on Instagram and Facebook. Is that the right thing to do?
This, again, please, the same content on Facebook and Instagram? What was the question?
So they just wanted to know, they were saying that they see that a lot of companies post exactly the same. So on Instagram and Facebook, so it will be identical posts. So is that the right thing to do, or should they be looking at having different posts for Instagram and Facebook?
It depends on your audience. If the personas are hanging in the same platforms, it's okay to have the same content. If it's different personas on Facebook and Instagram, then it has to be different content. That's why you need to know your audience. That's why you need to create these personas, because it's the personas that will help you on your content creation strategy as well. Because if I'm communicating, let's say, to men on my Instagram that are interested in cars, but on Facebook, I'm more talking to dads. So it's not the same content, but yes, you need to be on both platforms. So the content has to be different.
Yeah.
Again, it depends on your business. It depends on in the digital world, there is no one formula fits all. It depends on who you are, what you're trying to do, and who are your target clients. If the target clients are the same in every single platform, use the same content, yes, please go for it. But if they are different, if you're targeting government on Twitter, if you're targeting women working in government on Instagram, it's a different tone of voice than what you're gonna post with them on Twitter, different visual, different everything. Again, it's different if they're on Facebook.
Yeah, absolutely. Houda,
Yep.
buying followers. Tell everybody what you think about buying followers. We had a few questions about that.
No,
don't do it, ladies.
No. You can get followers a genuine way. You can do advertising to get the followers, the right followers. Do not buy those bots, because first of all, you risk that your account will be blocked by Instagram. You risk that your analytics will be completely off the charts. You will not, they will be useless, and they will never be your customers. If you want the numbers, do it in a do contests, do giveaways, if you share this with 2 friends and they tag, blah, 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 do this. Please do not buy fake followers. Please, ladies, no.
And look, it takes time to build a business. Yes. And I think sometimes people feel frustrated that you start a business or you have a business and you feel that you're pushing out great content and you want to have thousands and thousands of followers. And everybody has to start somewhere. And part of it is consistency and showing up and posting regularly and engaging and communicating. And you start to see every month more and more and more followers. And if you don't see that, then that's where you need to look and see what's going on. What are you posting? Why aren't people engaging? That it does take time. We can't have it happen instantly.
And if you are strong on Instagram, ask the people on Instagram to follow you on your other platforms, the cross platform thing. So please, ladies, buying fake followers don't do you any favor. It harms you more than anything else. The Instagram have a very sophisticated, powerful algorithm. They know when you buy fake followers, your post will not show anymore to your real followers. They will shadow, they call it shadow your account, so people will not see it anymore. You are harming yourself more than anything else. Use the right hashtags, engage with the ones that engage with you, engage with people that do not engage with you as well. One of the best things that you can do, if you sell a service or a product, you have few followers, contact them on a DM. Hey, you just won with me. I just want to give you a free whatever you are selling. That will make their day. They will talk about you. Their friends, their contact in their Instagram and their Facebook will see it. There are ways to get real followers, ladies. Please never buy fake followers. Never.
Just going back to Google My Business, a few people have asked about that. As Houda mentioned as well, they were just asking about the postcard. As Houda mentioned, go to the chat function or go to the contact function within there so you can organize to have a Google Meets call with them, because they do verification here in the UAE over Google Meet. Sometimes you have to contact them a few times and it might take a couple of weeks to schedule that. But once you do that, that does verify your business.
Yes.
Yeah, because we don't get postcards here since we all have PO boxes and they don't send them to PO boxes. Somebody said, how can we access Inflact through the App Store? I don't know what Inflact is. Do you? I haven't heard of that.
It's a website. I can show you right now. Just give me a minute. I will find it. Just give me a minute. Google Chrome.
And can I ask everybody while we're waiting for that, if you're still here, Hiba and Maya have gone and posted a link to a survey. If you could fill that in. We'd like to have surveys, please. Just looking to see what else we've been asked. Nada's very helpfully said, as a person who's hesitant to give my email, I'm always worried about the content that they send me, that it's irrelevant to what they're selling or that they're overselling their products. I do agree that content is everything. That's just going back to the discussion about the collecting emails for the woman who was running trainings. That, you know, remember, if you have good content, if you're genuinely communicating and it's not sell, that people will be fine, because we do get emails sometimes that we do find valuable, but just make sure that it's relevant to the audience that you're communicating with.
Yeah, so this is Inflact. It's inflact.com. You go to tools here, and then you go to hashtags and hashtag generator. Once you click on it,
great.
It will give you here, for example, you are, let's say, restaurant, okay? I'm hungry, so I'm talking about food, sorry. So this is the hashtags it will bring you. So you can see the rare hashtags, you can see the average one, and you can see the frequent one. So pick the ones that are more relevant for you here. Dubai restaurants, Restaurant Australia, most probably Dubai restaurants is more relevant. And look, whatever is relevant for you and use it. And this is free for you to use. You don't have to pay for it. So it gives you everything.
Houda, could you maybe explain as well that as they have there, they've broken them down into 3 categories, the frequent, the average, and the rare, that you should have a certain proportion of each depending upon how many followers that you have?
Again, yes and no, it depends on your business. It depends how big or small you are. So I always advise to use equal amounts. That's the best. If you're gonna put 6 from frequent, use 6 from average, and maybe 6 from rare, because rare here, you see they have good followers. Sometimes you get your sales from the rare ones, because people, you will not go and browse 44 million hashtag. So you will go and check the small ones, the top ones, maybe you'll add something next to it. And then, so use them equally is the best bet that I will advise you. Because they are too big, you will get lost in the crowd here. Here you have a chance to show, but here you will definitely show.
Right.
Does it make sense?
It does. Let us know in the chat box if that makes sense or if you need more information. Humaira has asked, organic reach is the hard way to find relevant followers. What's the top 5 things to be mindful of while doing that?
Yes, you have to engage with them. Number 1, you have to have your content spot on, very interesting, very engaging. You need to have you need also to have a frequency of posting. People need to get used, and the algorithm need to get used that you are posting at this times, at these days, every time. Consistency also is key. You have to be consistent. You cannot post 5 posts today and go disappear for a week. I need to put a post. No, It takes you 1 to 2 hours every week to schedule the content for the week ahead. That's it. Sit on a Saturday morning, on a Sunday morning, or Friday in most of our cases, and do it. What I'm gonna post, what time, prepare everything. Canva is for all your graphics, for everything. There is also a lot of platform that use stock images for free, but I always prefer products of you product, your services, always. It's much better.
Definitely.
So these are the most important things to do. And you have to now it's engagement, it's videos. You have to engage. Once you post something, people will like it. Go and reply to that like. Go and check what they're doing in their Instagram page. Like their post, comment on their post. Once you start that interaction, engagement, you will have better reach. Just give it a try and you will see.
Do you recommend sending a welcome message to new followers?
No.
I'm glad we agree on that. I don't like that either.
Sorry, it's Hiba. I have one question for Houda.
Please.
Sorry, Houda, for example, I want to ask you when we send out a campaign by email, for example, a bulk, an email for a big number of customers.
Yes.
When does it go to junk, and how can we avoid that?
It goes to junk if they put you to junk, if they did not subscribe to your newsletter, and if you are using, for example, info at. Always have a name. This is a hack we found out recently. Always have a name. Instead of info, dedicate one email from your domain. Call it whatever you want. Hiba, Houda, Heather, whatever, at thecompany-name.com. It doesn't get recognized as a spam, and then it goes to the inbox. So there are ways around it. Do not go for MailChimp because they made it so complicated. I hate it right now. I don't use it anymore. There are alternatives that are much more friendlier than that.
So if we create a generic email from the company or the organization, it's better that we don't call it info.
Yes.
We call it something else.
Exactly. Because info now, anything that comes from info get flagged as a spam automatically. So give it a creative names, hello at whatever, call it a name that doesn't exist in your, they don't know who is sending this. I get emails from now people, but I know they're using an email marketing tool because that's the way you go around it.
Thank you so much.
Yeah. And on that as well, you were asked, you mentioned Hubspot for email marketing. Is this the best one compared to MailChimp? I think you and I have something in common that neither one of us like MailChimp.
MailChimp, they made it so complicated, so expensive that for a small business, even a big business, is not viable to keep using it. Hubspot are very good. They are free up to, I think, 3,000 or something like that email. Use it. It's really good. And you can do so much more with it because you can integrate it with your CRM. You can integrate it with your website as well. It's really, really a good tool. And I'm, again, not affiliated with HubSpot. It's really good.
And they have a number of different tools from email marketing to CRM systems. So they're one tool. There's a lot of tools. And I think you talk to different businesses, and depending upon what your business is, different people have favorites, and it really depends upon what you feel comfortable with and what's going to be easiest to use as well. We have a few more, Houda. Should I post in many languages in the UAE?
Yes, Arabic is if not necessary, mandatory to post within if you are an Arabic speaker and you have someone who can handle Arabic, because a lot of people in the region have their phones set to Arabic. So first, what you're showing is displayed by Google Translate for them most of the time. It doesn't show properly. So they will think that, look, there's a lot of mistakes, grammar mistakes. So yes, always post in 2 languages. If you can, please do.
Yeah. Going back to email, we've had lots of people saying, what about this one? What about that one? Again, it depends upon your business. Somebody mentioned Klaviyo as well. That I know that one's popular.
Yeah.
With Klaviyo is more for Shopify businesses, and so that's a good one. There's ActiveCampaign. There's a number of different ones, and again, a lot of them provide free trials, and it's really playing around with it to see which one you feel the most confident with, and understanding.
MailerLite also, it's very nice, easy to use. It does go sometimes to spam as well, but at least they get sent. They don't block your account like MailChimp does.
But one of the things as well that's interesting, email marketing is a whole other discussion. But one thing as well is that if you are starting with a new email platform, if you have a large list, don't go and send out the email just to that one list right away. You need to go through a process of warming up your list and send a few hundred emails or a few thousand emails every day or every few days. Because if you, let's say, for example, you have 50,000 people on your list and you send out that email to 50,000 right away, chances are that you will get marked as a spammer. So you need to do something that they say warming up your list, which takes a bit of time to go and do as well.
Yeah. I would also recommend that you proof, you qualify your database, make sure you do not have a lot of bounced email, you don't have a lot of email that are no longer in the organization, email not complete, because that also will stop you from reaching. So
I was going to say, I think sometimes there's a bit of an ego thing that we think, oh, I've got a list of like 50,000 people, but actually a list of 10,000, which is highly engaged, who open up your emails frequently, who want to get your content, is going to be way better than having a list of 50,000 people who are not going to be opening up your emails. So think more about engagement and the people who are going to be opening up your emails rather than just trying to get any old email on the list as well.
Yeah. And do not send email frequently as well, because they will unsubscribe. And what you want to send relevant information that you think this particular person will benefit from. Please do not just send a newsletter. Oh, we have a weekly newsletter. Yeah, but is it useful? That's what you should ask yourself.
Patricia wants to know what a good open rate of emails is.
If you get 10%, you're a very lucky person. Honestly, especially if you have a big database that you send to just like that every week or you need to have again quality content, people that will be interested in what you have to say. If you're just gonna send it to keep that frequency going, it is not needed, honestly. Just I'd rather you save on those and not have people unsubscribe until, well, if you have 52%, it's really good, because it means that they have subscribed to your database. And I'm talking to Patricia Morato, and it means that you have something very interesting for them to say. But if it is just a generic email that gets sent every week or every month and all that, you do not get a lot of open rates.
Yeah, and that's amazing, Patricia, 52%. And there's two things within that as well. You have the open rate, and then you also have the click rate as well. And the click rate is usually lower. It's normally about 2 or 3%. If you're getting a click rate above 2 or 3%, that's amazing. So that's if you're selling something or you're sharing content and they're clicking and they're going through to your website as well. But again, we're going to do some sessions on email marketing because it's a really important tool. And I know I hear sometimes from women, if they get knocked out of one of their social media accounts, and let's say, for example, they're just communicating with their customers over Instagram, and somebody fraudulently takes over their account or the ban from Instagram, all of a sudden they can't trade. And so one of the first things that I always say is, well, go to your email list. And a lot of times people haven't been collecting emails. So it is important to do have alternative channels that you can communicate with your customers. So not just over Instagram or Facebook, that there's other ways that you can engage with them as well.
And ladies, one advice out of this, please have double authentication in all your platforms.
Yeah.
A lot of women businesses are being hacked and held for a ransom. People are contacting you from Turkey, from all kind of weird places, asking for money to give you back access to your account. Please enable that double authentication on your Instagram, all accounts that you have. Facebook also, complicated password and an SMS confirmation code or authenticator. Please. Yes,
so
please.
top tip, there's an app called LastPass and it's free. And I use LastPass. I have the most complicated passwords for all of my social media, and I keep them in LastPass, and then I use an authenticator, or as Houda said as well, that you can also use text message. But with that as well, it keeps your passwords safe, and it recommends like the most craziest passwords that nobody's going to be able to hack, because that's your business. You need to be able to protect that.
And just last week, I got someone trying to hack my personal account 3 times, 3 different days. I get, this is your code for your personal Instagram. So, but yeah. I have a very difficult password, and I have the double authentication as an SMS. So if they don't have that SMS, they cannot hack you. That's please very important. A lot of ladies lately from common groups have been suffering from this. Please be aware and change your passwords now.
Yeah, so after today's session, change your password, make it really complicated, and either get double authentication with a text message or use an authenticator. That's on your to-do list after today. Houda, last question.
Yes.
Google Ads. Let's talk about it for just a second, and why it's important and how people do it.
Okay, I'll share with you my screen again. I'll open a new one here. Give me something to Google.
Come on, somebody type it in the chat. What do you want to Google?
Somebody type it in the chat. Beauty. Okay.
Beauty.
Beauty where? Which city?
Come on, Joelle. Where? Give us a city.
Lebanon.
Lebanon. Okay.
Beauty Lebanon. So you go here and you find all this. This is all organic. This is all people that have reviews. They will come in here first. This is people who are doing SEO and Google AdWords. Sorry, who are doing SEO. They come here first. And this is all SEO organic. If you just start your business, you will not be here. So you will need to be somewhere else where there is advertising. Here, this is ad. They need to find you. If you do not do Google AdWords, you will not show here at all. So unless you are very strong on SEO and you are on page 1 of Google, then yes, don't do Google Ads. But if you are not on page 1, at least 2 or 3 services or products that you sell on SEO, then you need Google Ads. That's the best way to look at it. Someone said education in UAE. Let's try that as well.
That's going to be a big one.
So here again, organic first, education in UAE, UAE embassy, there, education UAE. There is no ads, so no one is bidding for this. This is a fantastic keyword to bid for Google Ads. You will show whatever you sell in. You do education in UAE, you will come up in Google Ads #1 here. We can try something else. Can you ladies share something else?
What do we have? Fillers in UAE.
Very good one.
Joelle's on fire.
Now you will see the competition. How it is crazy. Look, ad, top. And this is a quite reputable one, fillers in UAE. But then here, all this, they're doing amazing at SEO. Here, SEO, this is all SEO. This is why everything they are doing converts to be found like this in Google. And whatever you see with an ad is people, this is in Denmark because I'm sitting here right now. So this is what I see. But lip filler Dubai, starting $4.99. So get your
There you go.
And there you go. So it does work. If you are not in here, then you need to be in the ads.
Let's do, Houda, let's do one more. I'm going to throw this out for Sarah. Let's see if Sarah's business comes up. Do table lamps Dubai. Let's see, Sarah, if you're on there.
What's your name, Sarah?
So Sarah has a company. Sarah, do you want to unmute yourself for a second? Sarah's in lighting.
Hi, Jen.
Say hi, Sarah. Hi.
See, maafimushkil.com. I think it's the fourth one.
Which one?
See?
The fourth one,
Yeah.
this one.
There.
Yeah.
That's me. That's me. Yay.
Very good. You're doing something right. Keep doing what you are doing. Excellent.
I'm on it. Actually, SEO, I would think is the most important, important leg of your marketing strategy. So
we spoke before, Sarah.
very hard with SEO.
Yeah. So this
amazing. Good job, Sarah.
If you are here, you do not need to have Google AdWords. But if you are not there, then you need to have Google AdWords.
So there's one thing I noticed, if I can pitch in. I started Google because I found Google ads to be very expensive.
Yes,
so I Google shopping ads, and before my products would not show in Google Shopping organic, but it do show once I've thrown in like 1 or 2 months of advertising. Now they do show.
Yeah, it takes time. Again, it's not just you put your money in and you will show. It does take time for the algorithms to adjust and to start serving the ads to the relevant people and regions and all that. It does take time, ladies.
Right. Yep.
Okay.
Last question.
Yeah.
I have one last question, and is there a way to source or keep track of algorithm changes on social platforms?
If you find it, please send me an email with it. That's how they will, that's how they keep us on our toes. That's how they keep us spending money. If they tell us what they are doing, what are the algorithms, then they defeat what they are doing. So no, ladies, but just keep reading. This is the site I was talking about. There is Social Media Today and Social Media Examiner there. This is an amazing website. They do a conference yearly in San Diego in the US. I'm there every year. I learned so much from it. It's amazing. So using TikTok ads, a marketer's guide, and all this is free. You just need to register with them. You get a free report when you go. So here you can keep how to use the Facebook campaign ideas generator to improve your ad. How to sell more by saying less, a storytelling framework. It's really good and you have it here divided by platform. This is the best resource to keep updated on what's happening on social media. Yes.
That's great. Houda, I'm conscious we have kept you for an extra hour because everybody's had so many digital marketing, social media questions. It was so amazing. And thank you so much for sharing all of your insight and knowledge. And I'm really grateful for you taking close to 3 hours out of your day this morning to help everybody.
I'm very happy to do so. I hope it was useful. If you have any questions, please send me an email. You have my email in the PPT. I'll be more than happy to support you, ladies.
And I think, Houda, we're going to look at doing something in Arabic with you as well, because you are fluent in Arabic too. So we're going to provide some extra support for our Arabic speaking entrepreneurs too. So Houda, on behalf of NAMA Women Advancement Establishment and UN Women, thank you so much for today. Thank you for sharing your insight. Ladies, thank you so much to you and for giving us 2.5 hours of your time today. And we do hope that it helps. And please do give us your feedback on the session. There has been links shared, and we hope that we're going to see you on some of the next sessions. So that's all from us today. Remember, we're stronger together, and thank you to everybody, and we'll see you soon. Have a nice afternoon. Bye.
Bye.